That's Jim O'Rear's Wacky World.
If you ever find yourself wandering around Salem, Massachusetts, which, let's be honest, is basically America's official headquarters for witches, ghosts, and gift shops selling authentic cursed candles, there's one place you absolutely cannot miss: the legendary House of the Seven Gables.
The house, also known as the Turner-Ingersoll Mansion, was originally built in 1668 for Sea Captain John Turner. Back in those days, if you were a successful merchant captain, you didn't buy a sports car or a ridiculous yacht. No, you built a giant wooden mansion with a roof line that looks like a geometry problem. And apparently, John Turner thought, you know what this house needs? More gables. So he added them, and then the next generation added more. Eventually, the house had so many gables that if you tried to count them, you'd start questioning your life choices. But the real reason this place is famous is because it inspired the 1851 Gothic novel The House of Seven Gables, written by Salem's most brooding literary expert, Nathaniel Hawthorne. Hawthorne didn't actually live in the mansion, but his cousin Susanna Ingersoll did, and she invited him over frequently, which basically means Hawthorne was hanging around this ancient, creaky house thinking, you know what would really improve this place? A generational curse. Classic New England hospitality. Hawthorne's family also had the slightly awkward historical footnote of being involved in the Salem witch trials. That sense of inherited guilt and haunted family history became a huge theme in Hawthorne's novel. In the book, a fictional family lives in a gloomy old mansion haunted by an ancestral crime. So basically, Zillow listing description, spacious historic home with harbor views and mild supernatural guilt. Now fast forward to the early 1900s when a philanthropist named Catherine Emerton bought the property and decided to restore it. But she didn't just restore it historically. She restored it dramatically. With the help of preservation architect Joseph Everett Chandler, they leaned hard into the Gothic atmosphere that Hawthorne described in his novel. Sort of like, did the house actually have seven gables? No. Do seven gables look cool? Absolutely. Well, perfect. Add them. Or, to tie it into Hawthorne's novel more, they'd say, does the house have a hidden stairway in the walls? No. Should it so that it's more like the book? Yes. Well, perfect. Add it. And that hidden staircase is my favorite part, actually. So what visitors see today is this amazing hybrid, a genuine 17th century mansion mixed with a little literary stage design, which honestly makes it even better. Because when you tour the house, you're not just learning history. You're stepping inside the weird intersection of reality, literature, and colonial-era roof obsession. You'll also see a recreation of the scent shop from the novel, which is essentially a tiny store run by one of the book's characters. So yes, the museum literally built a fictional store inside a real house inspired by a fictional house based on the real house. If that sounds confusing, congratulations. You now understand 19th century literature. And honestly, the entire place is fantastic. So, if you're visiting Salem, do yourself a favor. Take the guided tour, explore the gardens, climb the narrow staircases, and soak in over 3 centuries of history.
If you'd like more information, including current hours, ticket prices, special events, and the exact location, be sure to visit their official website at sevengables.org. That's the number 7. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear if you've ever visited the house and what you think of it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
He's got news and some flair with sarcasm so sharp it'll part your hair. Blink, like, cry, then scream, why? Not the tip, Jim O'Rear's Wacky World. As a UFO made of PVC, a werewolf and Denny's just sipping tea. He'll roast your grandma for stealing a sign, then hug a ghost dog, it's rescue time.